morning, amazing people. It is Monday morning and it is the Christmas week. How exciting. So I am going to just finish up doing some of my lip balms. So I've started doing them. So basically this is what they'll look like. But I thought I will actually just take you along while I'm wrapping them up. We'll have a bit of a chat and we can go from there. So also I will definitely give you my lip balm recipe while we're doing this video, and it is a super easy recipe. It's really beautiful. I do use it all the time, and can I tell you, everybody, it's taken me a really long time just to get to the stage of getting a lip balm I like. So if you go to some of my very earlier lip balms, I definitely suggest that you use the newer recipes in my lip balm because they are definitely better and you get better all the time. So there's no problem with making one that you think, you know, at the time you love it, but then of course you just kind of get better as you go along. So anyway, let's get going and we're going to wrap these little darlings up. So let's get started wrapping them. So here I've already made them in here, of course, and one thing that I do is I usually make just one of those to put in there so I know that's the one. I mean, you could definitely put a label on it, but I know this is the fruity one because, like I said, I actually wrapped one and stuck it in that container so that I would know before I got to printing the rest out. So now today I'm going to give you all the measurements that I use for my stickers for the labels. I'll also give you the recipe and I'll tell you what I'm doing. So now all I have is just a little bit of absorbent sort of paper or paper towel and some isopropyl. So I usually just spray it. Now the reason I'm doing this is sometimes lip balm tubes can get a little bit greasy. So I just go over the top of them and then just place them here. So I'm not actually touching any of the lip balm. It's just the outside of the tubes because they do get, you know, like just that really slippery kind of thing, because making lip balms is a messy business. I don't know if you've actually made them, but it can be really messy. I love the final result, but I have to admit I don't love the process of it being sticky. And I do use one of those lip balm tubes, holders. So I definitely have one of those. I got mine from Aussie Candle Supplies, but you can get them from Heirloom. I'm sure in America, most of you will know places to get them. If you're in the US, Canada, the UK, anywhere else, Africa, and you have places that you can get them, just list it below so that other people in your country will know. So just say, for instance, if you're in England, just say UK and then just give, you can sort of say where you got yours from to help people out. And I'm sure they're on Amazon. To be really honest, I don't buy much on Amazon because I try not to buy from a lot of big corporate giants. I prefer to try and, stick a little bit more local. There's nothing wrong with buying on Amazon. I have bought things on there, but generally I don't. I try and just go through suppliers in my country to support them because they need to stay here or else we're going to be paying top dollar eventually. So anyway, that is my kind of thought on that matter. So like I said, we're going to go through all of these. I will not bore you while we're standing here doing this. So now also for the recipe on this, I'm going to give you my recipe. So I think my recipe, if I'm right, look, I can't remember exactly, but I think I ended up getting maybe 18 or 20 bars. Not bars, lip balms out of them. Now these are 5-gram lip balms. So this is just standard lip balm. These this size is not like, the bigger ones that you'll see at the moment, and they're like in those cardboard sort of tubes, they're sort of fancy sort of cardboardy tubes which look amazing, but I just knew that my clients, they didn't really want that. They definitely wanted this, especially my wholesale clients, but I'm sure that lots of people would love those cardboard ones. But anyway, we'll get going with the recipe. So basically all you're going to do is you're just going to melt down everything that I give you in this recipe, and that's it. And then once it's cool enough, you're literally going to just pour it in the tubes. It's as simple as that. It's really not that hard. So you're going to need 20 grams of cocoa butter. I use unrefined with everything that I use. Then we're going to add in 60 grams of coconut oil. So like I said, you're just going to add these all together and then we're going to melt them down. Then 20 grams of beeswax. Now I use a beeswax from a small local beeswax farm, but you know, you can look online. There's plenty of places. Most of the suppliers have them. If you want a vegan lip balm, then there are other alternatives, but I don't make a vegan lip balm, so please just look into that yourself. I don't want to give too much information on that because, like I said, I don't make vegan ones. These do have a beeswax in them. Now we're going to add 4 grams of castor oil. The castor oil is what gives that nice little slip as well. And also we're going to be adding in 1 gram of natural vitamin E. I use the natural one, not the synthetic, but, you know, please choose how you want to do that. It's up to you. It's your choice. And then we're going to add about 3 grams of the fragrance in it. Now, remember too, when we're talking about fragrance, this is the sweet kind of ones, but these are fragrances that are made for lip balms. They are not the same as fragrances that are made for candles or soap. So these are lip balm safe fragrances. Now, if you want to add a colour, you can add a tiny bit of mica. I generally don't add colours. I used to at the start, but people just told me they didn't really want a colour in it. So I just keep it natural and don't add that in. Now, you can add extra fragrance if you want, or it's a sweetener really. It's not really a fragrance, it's a lip sweetener. And so you can add more, and I definitely noticed that when I was using like 1 to 2%, it definitely wasn't enough, and you couldn't even taste, like if it was watermelon, for instance, I definitely couldn't even taste the watermelon on it. So like I said, you know, I definitely suggest that. So now what you're going to do is you're going to literally melt everything down. And the only thing I would say is melt everything down, and then the fragrance or the you know, the fragrance taste that you're going to add at the end, let everything melt down. Just let it cool a tiny bit, and then add in the, you know, the taste or your fragrance a little bit, and you will notice it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So anyway, and then that's it. So it's really easy. It's not hard. And at the start, I actually started buying the bases, you know, that you can buy from suppliers, because they often have a base. And the one thing that I definitely noticed with the bases is they were actually too soft for Australia. Because, you know, we get very hot climates here and they would just melt into liquid straight away. So I didn't really like them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that I personally didn't really like them. I wasn't 100% happy. And so basically that's my little story on that, isn't it? Now, I'll tell you, I started making them like this, which they were more white, but now they are more colourful. People are telling me, no, we want the colour back. So I said, okay, let's just go and put them on. So basically, you're just going to put them on like this, fold them over, and look how cute that looks. So then there is your lip balm. It does have the ingredients list on it, manufacturing details, what it is, and the grams on this. And then we're also going to be putting it on the box. So if you just sell them like that, that's fine. And I'm actually using a paper that is not a normal paper. So this is actually a printable vinyl. You can get them from many places. Scat Cats in Australia is one, Rainbow Vinyl's another. You can also get all the Cricut ones as well. Cricut sell printable vinyl. Try and get the matte. The matte's better. This one is not a matte. It's a satin, but I definitely prefer the matte. And the good thing about it is the matte one is waterproof. That's the one thing that I really do like. You can put it under water and the colour will not run off. But the satin or the gloss, it does run off. Now, I'll tell you also, you know, so you can see on here as well, I printed them all out in my Cricut machine. I designed them through Canva, and I will measure it. So I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. Now, like I said, this is standard lip balm. So if we're talking about, now if I show you this, can you see how it kind of looks longer? So the width is shorter and the length, which is going to wrap around it, is longer. And I actually thought, oh, that doesn't make sense. But it does, believe me, when I did it, because I've done a few of these now. So now I'll just go over it to give you the measurement, just to make sure that I'm right. So it is 4.1 centimeters across. And this is for your lip balm label as well. And then it is 4.8 you know, in length wise, which is going to wrap around. So now that is the measurements, like I said, for the actual lip balm. Now, if you want to put it in a box like I do, you can do that. The only place, honestly, I've been able to find these is AliExpress. I prefer to buy them from a supplier, but nobody has these boxes, and my daughter actually found them for me. So that's the only place I've been able to find them. Now I'm going to show you these as well. So it's exactly the same label. I just put it on the box. So you don't have to do two. You can do exactly the same. It's got all of the details on it. And this one here is 6.9 centimeters across. Remember, this is going to fit on our box. And then it is 7.9 centimeters in length. So basically, that's exactly how we're going to fit them on the box. So now let me go and grab some boxes and I'll show you those as well. So these are the boxes I get. You can see they just come like this. I get the white ones. They do sell them in colours, but the white ones are much cheaper. So basically, this is what it's going to look like. We're just going to put our finger in there to open them up. We'll just close, close the lids. So that's basically the lid closed. Now, once we've done one, which we did this one here, we're just going to pop it into the box, and you can see it fits super well into the box. Hopefully you can kind of see that. And this box is perfect for this. So make sure it is for the 5-gram lip balms. So then this is the box. Now, if you want to sell them like that, I guess you could, but I definitely suggest putting a label on. And as I said, I make them all from Cricut and then I cut them. Now, you can get Cricut to cut it, but Cricut, sometimes what happens is it doesn't cut it exactly. You can align your machine and everything, but at this time of year, I just don't have time to do that. But yeah, so I just cut them by hand, but honestly, I find it kind of calming, so I don't mind. And now here is the labels. So pretty much all we're going to do is literally just sit the label, straight on the box, and if I show you, you can see it pretty much fits exactly. So if you can see here, and where I've got the Fruity Fun, which is the name, that's usually what I put in the middle. I just fold it over, and it's going to have like a little ridge here, so fold that over, and then basically that's it. So you can see there's just a tiny gap, and I don't mind that gap. I actually like it like that because you don't want to go over the words. Now, one thing that we will talk about, everybody, a couple people have said to me that, with different products, they're putting all of the ingredients listing on the inside of the packet. Now, in Australia, you can't do that. It needs to be on the outside so people can read it before they purchase it. So if you're doing anything, whether it's soap, lip balms, shampoo bars, it doesn't matter what it is, candles. If you're going to do a box, make sure the information is on the outside of the box so somebody can read that. It's really, really important that they can read that. So I'm not sure about other countries, but in Australia, you definitely need to have, where it's manufactured, all the ingredients, directions, anything you're going to put on it, the weights, what the product is, and so on. So you'll see here, this says Australian made lip balm, so people can see what it is, and then in bold is the writing so they can clearly read that writing. So don't be putting black over black or anything where they can barely read it. They need to be able to read it very clearly on the box. So once again, you can do something like this. This is just a different box that I used to have before, but today, like I said, we're concentrating on the fruity boxes. So anyway, I hope this has been a little bit of help. So I will put it in the description. So like I said, we've gone through the measurements that you need for the lip balm tubes and also the measurements that you need for the box, along with the recipe, which is in there as well for you all to use. And while we're here as well, I will say, please give me a thumbs up. It definitely helps me. And one thing that I thought I better bring to everyone's attention, I hate to say this, but my recipes, when I put them on YouTube or Patreon, they're free for people to use. So if you're a Patreon member, of course, they're free for you to use. You can use them in your business. I'm more than happy for you to use them to make products and sell and things like that. But I have actually had a couple people reach out to me and say that other people have got my recipes and are trying to sell them. So they're not to sell. So if someone tries to sell you my recipe, please don't actually buy that. It is free on my YouTube channel, or as I said, if you're a Patreon member, on there. So like I said, it's not for sale. It is free when I give it to you on YouTube to use, and you are more than able to use them to sell your own products, make money for yourself, but just don't sell the actual recipe for somebody else. Anyway, I hope you have loved this video, and you know, it's getting close to Christmas time, isn't it? So I will sort of be winding things down and taking a few days off around Christmas time, but I will still have some videos for you to see, and I will be live on Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve, I'm just going to do a quick Christmas Eve 10-minute talk to say, you know, Merry Christmas to everyone, and we will go through a few things that I'm going to be doing in 2023. Anyway, thanks for watching, my friends, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, everyone.